Hi, everyone, and welcome. We're about to tackle something that can feel, well, a little tricky in English. I'm talking about modal verbs. If you've ever felt a bit lost with these, don't worry, you are definitely in the right place. So let's just dive right in, shall we? You know the ones I'm talking about, right? Can, could, may, might, must, should. I mean, they're everywhere, and they all seem kind of similar, but here's the thing. Each one has its own special job, its own unique flavor. And honestly, it's super common to get them mixed up. It's not just English learners, even native speakers get tripped up sometimes. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Our mission is to take this thing that seems super complicated and just make it simple. We're going to break it all down into a really clear system that you can start using like right away to make your English sound so much more natural and precise. Okay, so let's get into the foundation. And I've got some really good news for you. Even though all these verbs have different meanings, they all play by the exact same 3 simple rules. Seriously, once you get these down, you're pretty much halfway there. So first things first, what even is a modal verb? The easiest way to think about it is like it's a helper verb. It doesn't do much on its own, but it teams up with the main verb in a sentence to add a specific flavor. You know, a feeling of possibility or ability or necessity. It's all about expressing the mood of what's happening. And here they are, the 3 golden rules that make everything so much easier. Rule number 1, they never change their form. No S, no ED, no ING. It's always can, never cans. Easy. Rule 2, they're always followed by the basic simple form of a verb. We say, she can go, not she can to go. And rule 3, to ask a question, you just flip it. Instead of she can go, you ask, can she go? You don't need any extra words like do or does. See, I told you it was simple. All right, let's put those rules to work with our first function, talking about ability and permission. This is all about what you can do and what you're allowed to do. So here's where can really does double duty. On one hand, we use it to talk about ability. Can is for right now in the present and could is for the past. But then can also jumps in for permission. The difference, well, can is pretty informal, like with friends, but if you want to be more formal or polite, may is the word you're looking for. Let's look at some examples to make this super clear. For ability, you'd say, I can speak English, but maybe I can't speak Chinese. That's about right now. For the past, I could run faster when I was younger. See the difference? Now for permission. If you're asking a friend for cake, hey, can I have another piece? Sounds totally normal. But if you're talking to your boss, may I have a word with you? Sounds way more professional and polite. Okay, moving on to our second big function, obligation and advice. This is all about rules, things you have to do, and also just giving good advice. And the key word here is really strength. Think of it like a scale. On the super strong end, you've got must and have to. These are for serious obligations. We're talking laws, rules, things you absolutely have to do. There's no choice. But on the softer side, you've got should and ought to. These are more like suggestions or advice. It's a really good idea, but it's not, a command. Okay, I need you to lean in for this next part because this is probably the single biggest point of confusion with modals. It's about must not and don't have to. They look like they should be opposites, right? But they mean completely, totally different things. Getting this wrong can really change what you're trying to say. So let's break this down. Must not or mustn't means something is forbidden. It's a prohibition. Absolutely do not do this. Think of a no entry sign. But don't have to is completely different. It just means there's no obligation. It isn't necessary. You have a choice. You can if you want, but you don't have to. And the examples really make this crystal clear. An obligation, you must finish this job by tomorrow. That's a command. Advice, you should give up smoking. Good idea, but it's your choice. Now, a prohibition, you must not smoke in the cinema. That's a strict rule. And finally, no obligation, you don't have to do it until next week. You have the freedom to choose when. See how different those last 2 are? It's huge. And that brings us to our third and final function, possibility and deduction. This is where you get to play detective, using modals to show how sure you are about something. Yeah, I want you to picture something like a certainty meter in your head. When you're looking at a situation and making a guess, how sure are you? Your choice of modal verb is what tells people exactly how high that meter is reading. Okay, so let's say your meter is cranked all the way up to like 95% sure. You're almost positive something is true because all the evidence points to it.
That's when you use must. For example, your friend hasn't eaten all day. It's a logical deduction. You must be hungry.
But what if your certainty meter is hovering right in the middle? Maybe a 50-50 shot. For that, you've got may and might. In most conversations, you can pretty much use them interchangeably. It may be hot tomorrow, or it might be hot tomorrow. Who knows? It's just a possibility.
And now for the other end of the scale. When you're 99% sure something is impossible, be really careful here. The word you want isn't must not, it's can't. So if your friend says they're exhausted after sleeping all morning, you'd think, that can't be right. It just doesn't make any logical sense. It's impossible.
So that's it. We've gone through the 3 golden rules and the 3 main functions. But let's step back for a second. I really want you to stop thinking of these as just boring grammar rules. Instead, start thinking of them as your new grammar superpower.
Because that's really what they are. They're not just about being grammatically correct. They let you express all these little shades of meaning, nuance, politeness, how certain you are. When you master modals, you're not just stating facts anymore. You're communicating on a much deeper, more sophisticated level. It's what makes your English sound so much more, well, human.
Now that you have this simple framework, you've basically unlocked a whole new level of expression. You've got the tools. So the only real question left is, what will you say next?